Hey guys, what's up? I am back and I have a video for you guys. This is just to help you improve on Olympic weightlifting and life, and it's more just like life things that you can improve on, or just like mindset things. Because the biggest thing that I've been struggling with, and if you've been following this channel for a little bit now, is just my mindset has been on and off in terms of giving your all, giving up, not feeling worthy. And these are things that I've tried to improve on, and hopefully you guys can take something out of it. So a couple of shifts that I've had throughout the week, especially now that I'm cutting too, I'm like 81 kilos. I'm trying to go down to 79 because that's the new weight class. So realistically I have to be at 78.9 to be okay and compete in the weight class that I want to. But I have been looking better and feeling like shit. So there's that trade-off there. But looking better is definitely nice to boost confidence. And I think that's the biggest thing that you should have, is the confidence to do no wrong, essentially. So the things that I've actually shifted to give me more confidence despite not feeling the best because I'm at a huge caloric deficit is just actually trying and committing myself to doing better in everything that I do. So with weightlifting, I'm really not trying to go through the motions. I'm actually genuinely having to have the intent to make my pull better, to use my legs, and sometimes my body just doesn't want to cooperate, but it is what it is. I just have to really try to push myself, and if I get the lift, I do. If I don't, then I readjust. I talk to my coach and I figure out what could be done. And so that's kind of the biggest thing, is having intent behind your actions. Number two is like challenging yourself. So a lot of the times people will try to find their comfort zone, and you can find a comfort zone in something that is challenging, but once you find that comfort zone and you feel like you're not progressing, then I think you should really step back, re-examine everything and be like, am I comfortable? Do I like this feeling? And if I stayed here for like, a month or a year or maybe even 2 to 3 years, right? Would I be okay with the situation? And with weights, it's really easy to quantify because numbers always have to go up. And if you're not going up, then you feel like shit. It's a different topic for another day. But if you are looking at, let's say, your numbers for weightlifting and they're not going up, that means you're doing something okay, or that you're stagnating. But most of the time, if you do have a coach and your numbers aren't going up, then you might be just working on a lot of weaknesses. And this is one thing that I told a friend, where sometimes you do have to take 3 steps back to take 5 steps forward, and your numbers are going to go down, but your technique is going to improve and everything is going to get better to a point where even if you did take 3 steps back, you're slingshotting yourself 2 steps forward. Right? Net 2 steps, because you gained a lot of strength, your technique is a lot better, you're comfortable under heavier weights. And that's something that I'm trying to push into my actual life, where sometimes I will have to take 2, 3, 5 steps back, and in return I will take 3, 5, 7 steps forward. So I really try to challenge myself. I'm trying not to be stagnant, and sometimes you do need a break, but you have to realize that that break can't last forever, and that you need harder obstacles to overcome. And hopefully I'm doing the right things. I don't know, because I don't get coached in life in general, and no one knows what they're doing in life, but it's something that you can kind of just feel for, and I hope that I'm feeling the right things. Other things that you can do is controlling things that you can control. People always think that, let's use a relationship for example. You're doing all the right things, you're opening the door for her, you're making her feel great. And I'm talking in a perspective of a guy, because I'm a guy, but everything's going really well. You're not arguing. Everything that you argue about, if you have any arguments or diffuse within the day, you don't hold anything against each other, and things are going perfectly. But that person no longer has any emotions for you, right? What could you have done in that situation? Can't really do anything, because that person has already established that she doesn't want you anymore, right? So what are things that you can control? You can control your emotions. It's going to be really hard, but you can also control urges to hide these emotions, because a lot of people turn to drinking, drugs, alcohol, and just, sex with other people. And I think that pain is a good indication of growth, and the more pain that you go through, even though it sucks, the more that you learn from it. And there are people that have gone through traumatic experiences, like they were hospitalized and they had a better outlook in life after that experience, and they wouldn't have had that, you know, if they haven't had that situation. So everything is for a reason. And I remember Ray Lewis saying, God doesn't make mistakes. If it were to happen, then it were to happen, and it's just that plan at that time. So there could be things that you can control, and there are definitely things that you can't. But if you focus on things that you can control, like your eating, your sleep, your schedule, your urges, all these things, that will help with your training, your discipline, and hopefully return things back in your life. So that's kind of what you have to do. Another thing that you can do is just look back, not to compare, because when you control things that you can control, sometimes you're going to think back and you'll be like, wow, in the past I shouldn't have done this, and if I just did this earlier. That's something you can't control, because now that you've learned lessons throughout life and throughout your weightlifting, or you know, you can't go back and compare. You should go back to validate, because we've all gone through shit. You are the sum of your accomplishments. And I feel like a lot of people have gone through breakups, struggles, hardships, deaths, but everyone that's listening to this video right now is still breathing. So you've done something, right? You've kept yourself alive and you're surviving. Hopefully you're even thriving. So you just got to forgive yourself for all the things that you couldn't do or that you didn't do correctly, and just know that, you know, you've made it through harder situations, or maybe one time you just had no idea how to start, but you started and now you're here. It all is relative, and you just got to validate yourself and not compare yourself to other people. In the life of social media, it's really hard because everyone has a fancier life on social media, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it may be. But a lot of people are struggling through just imposter syndrome, mental health issues, and it is what it is. You just gotta be the best that you can be, and know that you're not that person, you're your own person. So forgive yourself, control things you can control, challenge yourself, and have actual intent to be better. Have the intent to just be the best that you can. And guys, I'm gonna give you one last thing before I go, is just have higher standards. Honestly, you're allowed to have higher standards. It's not something that you have no right to. Just give yourself a shooting goal to reach. It's like that saying, if you aim for the stars, you'll land on the moon. And everyone's allowed to have higher standards. You just have to kind of be realistic. Well, I've seen a lot of help videos or like motivational videos, and guys that are realistic, yeah, sure, they get their goals, but it's the guys that are optimistic and kind of almost obsessed with getting what they want. Those are the guys that you should look up to. And I think that's one of the bigger things for me, is just to be a little bit obsessed. And I'm trying to get to that level, but something is just always pulling me back. And I just have to have higher standards for myself. And I'm really trying to push that through to my brain to really believe it. So hopefully I get to that point eventually. But for now, we work on ourselves. So hopefully that helped. Short video. I hope you enjoyed the lifts. I actually went pretty heavy today, but we don't talk about that. If you wanted to see my like technical stuff, I'll let you know. I'll post another one where I actually have a good day. This one was okay. Yeah, if you wanted to check out my supplements, I got you guys some good discount codes. They're all linked down below. So if you wanted to check them out, definitely feel free. And if you want to buy anything, ANS has an automatic discount applied to cart, and Raw Nutrition requires a discount code, but everything's located in the description. So I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.